What's up, guys? We have reached team number 20 in the 2026 MLB Team Preview Series, hosted by the Bat Boy, presented to you by W Energy. Go check them out. Link is below in the description. Use promo code BATBOY for 10% off. I got my favorite hydration blend, grapefruit citrus, as well as the Jitterless Energy Blend, Retro Sherbet, the smoothest energy drink I've ever had. Go check them out. They got awesome stuff. I'm not wearing my hat today, but they got awesome hats. They got other cool items, shakers, and things of that nature. So go check them out. Link is below in the description. Use promo code BATBOY. Get 10% off. Milwaukee Brewers. 2025 recap. They went 97-65, finished with the number one overall record in Major League Baseball. Third straight division title. They've made the playoffs in 7 of 8 seasons. However, they've made the LCS just twice, and they have yet to reach a World Series. They were swept by the Dodgers in the NLCS a season ago. As we know, the Dodgers went on to win their second straight title. Notable transactions: they re-signed Brandon Woodruff, starting pitcher. He accepted his qualifying offer. They also received shortstop Jet Williams and starting pitcher Brandon Sproat in a trade from the Mets. Starting pitcher Kyle Harrison and infielder David Hamilton in a trade from the Red Sox. And relief pitcher Angel Zerpa in a trade from the Royals. They also signed infielder Luis Rengifo, 1 year, $3.5 million, and catcher Gary Sanchez, 1 year, $1.75 million. They lost starting pitchers Freddie Peralta to the Mets, as well as Tobias Harris in that same deal, and starting pitcher Jose Quintana. Catcher Danny Jansen, infielder Caleb Durbin was traded to Boston, which was kind of strange to me, actually. I thought he was going to be a Brewer for a while, but they traded him. And they also lost first baseman Rhys Hoskins, relief pitcher Shelby Miller, and Nick Mears, and outfielder Isaac Collins. Spring training. A couple injuries to keep an eye on. Starting pitcher Brandon Woodruff strained his lat in September. He's questionable for opening day. Actually, all three of these guys are questionable for opening day. Also, starting pitcher Quinn Priester, who had a wrist issue as of October, and outfielder Garrett Mitchell had shoulder surgery in July, all three of which are questionable for opening day. For spring training, there is a gluttony of prospects that I would like to keep an eye on. However, I want to start with my guy, Gary Sanchez. I know not many people are as fond of Sir Sanchez as I am, as a Yankee fan. He was a hero to me. Not really a hero, but I loved him with all of my heart. He was my guy for a decade with the Yankees. I didn't accept any of the Gary slander when it came to his atrociously bad defense behind the plate, his propensity for a lot of strikeouts and big moments. I didn't like hearing any of that. All I saw was a big teddy bear behind the plate who had incredible power. I thought he was going to be such a good hitter. It just didn't work out. He never really reached his potential. Never really even played a full season. But I like that he's getting more chances. He got a chance with Baltimore. I like that he's getting a chance with Milwaukee. Obviously, he's not going to play very much with William Contreras there, as well as another catcher that we'll get into soon. But I love Gary Sanchez, and I want to watch him as much as I possibly can before he can't find anywhere to play anymore. All right. That's my fanboy moment. Let's get into the prospects to watch in spring training. Jet Williams and Brandon Sproat both received in the Freddie Peralta deal. We'll start with Williams. He's a short king, 5'7", middle infielder. Solid pop. He's got elite speed. Takes advantage of a very small strike zone. He has a short frame, crouched stance, utilizes the small strike zone. He's got a very high walk rate. Had 76 walks in 2025. Hit .261 with an .828 OPS. 17 home runs, 34 stolen bases. He also had 34 doubles and 7 triples. He's got gap-to-gap power. He's got over-the-fence power. He's got plate discipline. He's got speed. I think he's going to be really good. This is probably the reason why they felt Caleb Durbin was expendable. Probably would have liked to see it happen in the big leagues before I got rid of Durbin, because I think Durbin's actually going to be really good. But Jet Williams has a lot of potential. Brandon Sproat, the pitcher, The primary pitcher received in the Peralta deal had a 4.24 ERA in the minors last year in 121 innings with 113 strikeouts. He had a 4.79 ERA with the Mets in 4 starts. Small sample size, only through 20 innings. He's got a triple-digit potential fastball, generally sits in the 97 to 99 range, but he can hit 100. Utilizes a mid-90 sinker that's a lot more effective than the fastball. But he was a big grab in the Peralta deal. These are both top 7 prospects with the Brewers now. These are high potential guys. Also, Logan Henderson. He was already a Brewer. He had an elite start to his career with the Brewers last year. I made 5 starts in 2025, pitched to a 1.78 ERA. Should make the opening day rotation. He's a career 3.26 ERA minor league pitcher with 320 strikeouts and 250 innings. He's got swing and miss stuff, and he doesn't throw that hard. His fastball sits in like the 93-ish range, so he doesn't have the overpower you stuff that you tend to see with guys that strike out this many hitters, but he knows how to pitch. He's not a thrower. He knows how to locate, mix speeds, have pitches moving different directions. He's just an all-around great pitcher. So I'm really excited to see what he can do with a full season of starts. Like I said, chances are he's making the opening day rotation. So I'm really curious to see how he follows up his very successful yet brief stint with the Brewers last year. And lastly, Jefferson Caro, the catcher. He's been a top prospect for a couple years now. He was an elite defensive catcher before he had a shoulder injury a couple years ago. He had plus arm strength with exceptional blocking and framing ability. They are worried that the shoulder injury has affected his ability to throw out runners at the rate that he was when he was first getting going with pro ball. But he's a career 276 hitter. He's got 39 home runs and 171 RBIs in 278 games. That's basically a season and a half. And he's hitting 25 home runs per 162. Also has 113 walks, so he's walking every other game. Great plate discipline. He's on path to be the heir apparent to William Contreras. Is Contreras going to resign once his ARB years are over? Is he going to become expendable now that you got Jefferson Caro coming up, who seems to be a very similar player in the minors? Obviously, it's got to translate to the big leagues, but just the kind of prototype of what he's good at, it's very similar to what Contreras does. So does that make Contreras expendable? And you can get a pretty hefty haul for him if you move him before he's a free agent. But I want to watch those guys. This team has obviously shown an elite amount of success over the last couple years. They've found a way to win division after division in a tough group with the Cubs and the Cardinals. Not so good anymore, but the Cardinals had a good run. The Brewers are taking over this division. So, see what the prospects, they could reload rather than rebuild and just keep it going. Position battles. We are reaching the point of this series where position battles aren't as frequent. These teams at this point are the teams that are playoff teams already, fighting for division titles, fighting for World Series appearances. These teams sign the players to fill the needs that they have. They don't generally have a whole lot of open competition in spring training. They are acquiring players to fill holes. They are signing players to fill holes. One group, maybe, is center field. They might have a rotating collective of guys that play center field. Garrett Mitchell, depending on health. Blake Perkins. Neither are great offensive options. Perkins, I think, is a better defender. But neither are great on offense. That's the one slot that seems to not have a set-in-stone player, given everybody's healthy. Center field, but I don't think it's really an open battle. I think it's Garrett Mitchell's job, should he be healthy. If he's not healthy, Blake Perkins will fill in. Player focus. I did Contreras last year. I was thinking of Chourio because I really like Jackson Chourio, but Jacob Misiorowski is so much fun to watch. 2025 was off to a ridiculous start for him. He got off to a really fast start, made the All-Star game. In his first 7 starts, he was 4-1 with a 2.7 ERA, with 47 strikeouts in 33 innings, including a 12 strikeout performance and a win against the Dodgers. However, after that, the next 8 starts, not so great. Ended the season with a 4.36 ERA, still had 87 strikeouts in 66 innings, about 12 strikeouts per 9, which is excellent. But he was not getting people out. He was allowing a lot more base runners. The stuff didn't seem to correlate. And it happens. You got 7 starts under your belt. People got tape. They got scouting reports against you. They're going to learn how to hit it. The hitters are good too. Trust me. I want to see what he does in year 2. The Savant page, however, is excellent. He's got incredible metrics. Very, very high metrics. Obviously, the strikeout rates. I've talked about his ability to strike out people at a 12 per 9 inning clip. The whiff and chase rate is elite. Even with the stuff, his exit velo is higher than expected. They're hitting him hard when they hit him. There's a lot of swing and miss, but when they hit him hard. So I don't know if it's just a lack of movement. I'm not sure. Needs to work on producing weaker contact. Needs to learn how to pitch rather than trying to overpower. You're not going to overpower these guys at this level. Once they learn your tendencies, you're not going to blow it by them anymore. Once they know that you can hit 99 and they know when to expect it, they can hit 106 if they know it's coming. These guys are going to be able to do that. You got to learn how to pitch, learn how to locate, learn how to mix, learn how to get pitches moving in different directions, starting on the same tunnel and dropping to different areas. That's how you're going to get these guys out. I still think he's going to be great. I still think he's going to be a top-end starter for a long time. But he does have a little bit to work on, and it's going to be interesting to see, similar to Logan Henderson, how he can repeat that this year. 2026 outlook. I know this team has won 3 straight division titles. I know even when they're not expected to win, they just figure out a way to do it. They're not expected to be as good as they are. They find a way to become the number 1 overall seed in the National League with the Dodgers there, with the Phillies there. They figure it out. I don't think they're going to be able to figure it out this year. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to be a wild card team. I think the Cubs ultimately win the division. The issue is now you're fighting with San Diego, San Francisco, Arizona, Mets, Philly, Atlanta in the East. I don't think you're fighting with anybody else in the Central, but probably those 6 teams, depending on what team in the East wins the division. I'm locking in the Dodgers for the NL West, but you're fighting for 3 wild card spots with 5 teams, essentially. Or 6 teams with 5 other teams. 6 teams total. Ultimately, I think they get in. I'm not sure who's going to be the odd one out, but I just think they have a knack for finding their way into the playoffs. I don't know. They know how to get it done. Pat Murphy is an excellent manager. He just knows how to get these guys in. One way or another, they're going to figure it out. That's all I got. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you are enjoying the World Baseball Classic. There's a lot of World Baseball Classic stuff coming out. So check all that out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Once again, shout out to W Energy, the sponsor of this video. Link is down below. Use promo code BATBOY, get 10% off. Also, Sunday Swagger is another sponsor for this channel. That link is below. There is no promo code. It is embedded in the link. So go follow that link. Get yourself some golf swag for 15% off. We'll see you guys tomorrow with the Detroit Tigers. And like I said, there will be a new format. I'll go over that as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Share, subscribe, like. We'll see you guys tomorrow.